Somewhere in your kitchen, there is probably a tiny red object that can trick your brain into thinking your mouth is on fire. It might be sitting in a bottle of hot sauce. It might be hiding inside your biryani, your noodles, your chips, your ketchup, your frozen snacks, or that one packet of spicy food you keep opening, even though you know exactly what is going to happen. Your eyes water. Your face gets hot. Your nose starts running. Your tongue begins sending urgent warning signals to your brain. Your body tells you something is wrong. And then, somehow, you take another bite. That is the strange thing about spicy food. It hurts, but humans do not treat it like pain. They treat it like flavor. They chase it, brag about it, build entire cuisines around it, and sometimes sit around a table watching their friends suffer just for entertainment. But chili is not sweet like fruit. It is not salty like the minerals your body needs. It is not rich like fat. Chili is closer to a biological alarm system. When it touches your tongue, it does not simply say, "This food has taste." It says, "Danger, heat, fire." And for most animals, that warning works. A mammal bites into a hot chili, feels pain, and learns never to do that again. The plant survives. The seeds are protected. The message is clear. But humans are strange animals. We tasted the warning signal, started sweating, coughed, cried a little, and then eventually decided the warning signal would go very well with rice. To understand how weird that is, imagine an early human, thousands of years ago, finding a small, bright fruit in the wild. The world around them is not a supermarket. There are no labels, no ingredients list, no uncle at the restaurant saying, "Don't worry, medium spice only." Every plant is a gamble. Some feed you, some make you sick, some kill you. Your senses are not entertainment. They are survival tools. Bitterness can mean poison. Rotten smells can mean disease. Sweetness can mean energy. Pain usually means stop. So this early human picks up a small red fruit. It looks harmless, maybe even beautiful. They bite into it. For 1 second, nothing. Then the mouth begins to burn. The tongue panics first, then the lips, then the throat. The face heats up, sweat appears. The body reacts as if invisible flames have touched the skin from the inside. There is no actual fire. The fruit is not physically hot. It has not burned the flesh. But the nervous system does not care. The alarm has already been pressed. This is what capsaicin does. It is the chemical that gives many chili peppers their heat. It activates the same kind of sensory system your body uses to detect dangerous heat. So your brain receives a message that feels like burning, even when nothing is burning. That means spicy food is not just food. It is controlled confusion. Your body is reacting to a fake emergency. This is why water often feels useless after eating something too spicy. The problem is not normal heat. You cannot wash away a false alarm from your nerves as easily as washing dirt from your hands. The chili has convinced your body that danger is happening. And yet, humans kept eating it. Not once, not by accident, not in one place. All over the world, people turned chili into culture. They crushed it into powders. They dried it in the sun. They cooked it into stews. They mixed it into sauces. They rubbed it into meat. They fermented it. They pickled it. They turned it into flakes, pastes, oils, dips, chutneys, and challenges. A plant evolved a chemical weapon. Humans turned it into dinner. But from the plant's point of view, capsaicin made sense. Plants cannot run away. They cannot hide behind rocks or bite back like animals. They survive through chemistry. Some make toxins. Some grow thorns. Some produce bitter compounds. Some fill their leaves, seeds, or fruits with chemicals that teach animals a lesson. For chili peppers, the message was aimed especially at mammals. A mammal chews the fruit, crushes the seeds, destroys the future plant, and walks away with a painful memory. Birds are different. Many birds can eat chili peppers without feeling the same burning pain. They swallow the fruit, carry the seeds across distance, and drop them somewhere new. To the plant, this is useful. The bird becomes a flying delivery system. So in nature, chili had a kind of strategy. Punish the wrong eater, reward the right one. Then humans entered the story and ruined the whole plan. Because humans did not just ignore the pain, they learned to enjoy it. This is one of the strangest things about us. We do not only seek comfort, we also seek safe danger. We ride roller coasters, even though the body screams that falling is bad. We watch horror movies, even though fear evolved to protect us. We jumped into cold water, climb mountains, enter dark caves, eat painfully sour candy, and tell our friends, you have to try this. Spicy food belongs to that same strange category. The pain is real enough for your body to react, but safe enough for your brain to reinterpret it. You know the food is not actually killing you. You know the burn will pass. So the experience becomes a small adventure happening inside your mouth. The first bite hurts. The second bite becomes interesting. The third bite becomes a challenge. And after enough time, the brain begins to treat the burn not as danger, but as excitement. This is why spicy food is rarely just about taste. It becomes identity. Some people say, I can handle spice, the same way others say they can lift heavy weights or drive fast or watch a horror movie without flinching. At a dinner table, spice turns into a test. Someone orders mild. Someone orders medium. Someone orders the level that makes the waiter pause for a moment. Then everyone watches. The first spoonful goes in. The face stays calm for 3 seconds. Then the forehead starts shining. The eyes water. The person insists they are fine. They are clearly not fine, but they continue anyway, because stopping would mean admitting defeat to a bowl of food. No other flavor humiliates people quite like chili. Nobody eats a sweet dessert and says, I survived that. Nobody takes a sip of milk and gets applause. But eat a plate of food hot enough to make your soul leave your body, and suddenly everyone at the table respects you. That social side may be part of why chili became so powerful. It is not only a sensation, it is a performance. It lets humans turn discomfort into status. It lets families, friends, and entire cultures decide what normal heat means. In one house, a little green chili in the curry is enough to cause panic. In another house, that same curry would be called food for children. Spice is not only chemistry, it is training. A child is not born asking for extra hot sauce. The brain learns, the tongue adapts, the family teaches, the culture repeats. What once felt painful slowly becomes familiar, and what once felt familiar can eventually start feeling boring. That is how entire cuisines become hotter over generations. But here is the part that surprises many people. Chili peppers are not ancient in many of the places that now seem inseparable from them. Indian food feels impossible to imagine without red chili. Korean kimchi feels impossible to imagine without chili heat. Thai curries, Chinese chili oil, Pakistani achar, African pepper sauces, Indonesian sambal, they all feel old, rooted, permanent. But chili peppers originally came from the Americas. For thousands of years, indigenous peoples across the Americas cultivated and used them. Long before chilies reached the rest of the world, people were growing them, trading them, cooking with them, and understanding their power. Then ocean trade changed everything. After Europeans reached the Americas, plants began moving across the planet at a speed that human history had rarely seen before. Potatoes, tomatoes, maize, cacao, tobacco, and chilies crossed oceans. Ships carried seeds into ports. Traders carried them farther inland. Farmers discovered that chili plants were easy to grow, easy to dry, easy to transport, and powerful in tiny amounts. The chili did not need an empire of its own. It moved inside pockets, sacks, ships, markets, gardens, and kitchens. And once it arrived, it adapted almost everywhere.
In India, it met older traditions of black pepper, ginger, mustard, and other pungent flavors. Chili did not enter a boring cuisine and make it exciting. It entered a world that already understood heat, fragrance, and intensity. But chili was cheap, colorful, strong, and easy to grow. It spread quickly. In Korea, chili eventually transformed kimchi into the red, fiery version many people recognize today. In China, it became essential to regional cuisines famous for heat and numbness. In Southeast Asia, it entered sauces, soups, street food, and pastes.
Across Africa, it became part of pepper sauces and stews. Within a few centuries, a fruit from the Americas became so deeply embedded in other food cultures that many people now assume it had always been there. That is the power of chili. It arrives as a stranger, then it rewrites the memory of a cuisine. Today, the world is covered in edible fire. Walk through a supermarket and you can see it everywhere. Flaming labels, red packaging, words like extra hot, volcano, fire, inferno, ghost pepper, death sauce. Snacks no longer just promise flavor, they promise danger. Restaurants use spice levels like warning signs. Level 1 is flavor. Level 2 is heat. Level 3 is regret. And beyond that, food becomes less like dinner and more like a dare. Modern humans now chase chilies so hot that one tiny bite can cause hiccups, sweating, stomach pain, tears, and instant life reflection. The Carolina Reaper, ghost pepper, scorpion pepper. The names sound less like vegetables and more like creatures from a punishment myth. And still, people line up. They film themselves. They post the reaction. They suffer publicly. Because somewhere along the way, humans stopped treating chili as a warning and started treating it as content. That is very modern, but the instinct underneath it is ancient. Humans have always gathered around shared intensity, around fires, hunts, rituals, battles, festivals, storms, stories, funerals, weddings, and feasts. We like experiences that make the body feel awake. Chili does that instantly. It pulls you into the present moment. You cannot calmly think about taxes while eating something painfully spicy. You cannot scroll casually through your phone while your mouth is declaring war. For a few minutes, chili takes control of your attention completely. Maybe that is part of why people love it. In a world where everything is soft, instant, air-conditioned, padded, filtered, and optimized for comfort, spicy food is one of the few small pains people still invite into daily life. It is danger with a plate under it, pain with a recipe, fire that does not destroy the house. And unlike sugar, which whispers for you to keep eating quietly, chili announces itself. It demands respect. It makes the body participate. It turns a meal into an event. Your ancestors lived in a world where pain usually meant something had gone wrong. A cut, a burn, a bite, a fall, a poisonous plant, a mistake. Modern humans found a way to put pain in a bowl, add salt, oil, garlic, onions, tomatoes, and meat, and call everyone to dinner. That is not normal. That is deeply human. Because humans do not only survive nature, they negotiate with it. They take the things that scare them and turn them into tools, rituals, games, stories, and flavors. We took wolves and made dogs. We took wild grasses and made bread. We took bitter beans and made chocolate. We took a plant's chemical warning signal and made hot sauce. So the next time you eat something spicy and your eyes start watering, remember what is actually happening. A small fruit has hacked your nervous system. Your tongue thinks there is fire. Your body is trying to save you. Your brain knows you are probably fine. And somewhere between the panic and the pleasure, you reach for another bite. A plant once evolved a chemical weapon to keep mammals away. Humans tasted it, suffered, smiled through the tears, and built entire civilizations of flavor around the burn.